It's a badass freaking name, man.
We are talking about human beings here. They need a lot of repetition for it to take hold.
Exactly.
All right, Stat, can you hear William okay?
I don't hear Williams at all. I never hear Williams.
Oh, that's right. Statman's name is William. William to William.
Nice. That's
Bang.
awesome.
Great name, isn't it?
It is, for sure.
Did they ever call you Bill?
No. My grandfather's name is William, and we call him Bill. Well, I don't call him Bill, but family members call him Bill.
You know, that's a whole nother show, isn't it? My dad's name is William, but they always called him Bill. All right, here we go. Never called him Rooster. There we go.
And that's it for tonight.
Thanks for your time.
Bang. All right. By the way, we intend to run this. When is your next race that you're going to run, by the way?
Richmond in the truck this weekend.
This weekend. And then after that,
your
next ARCA race?
It's a dirt race in Springfield.
And what date is that?
Oh, are you guys not doing Michigan?
The team is. I won't.
Okay. Got it.
I'm just not old enough. Yeah, I'm still 17.
Right. Yeah. Remember
that is still a thing.
You couldn't run Talladega.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. So this will either run this weekend with Kyle Larson and some Knoxville stuff, or it'll run that the following weekend during Michigan race. All right.
Oh, we don't know for sure if it's going to run this.
It may run this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right. Freak Nation, William Sawalich is back in the Freak Nation, and his resume is freaking stellar, man. In the ARCA series, running on those General tires, dude's on a tear. He's got 8 races. And tell me if I'm wrong here, William. 8 races, 5 wins, 7 top 10s, 6 poles. Do I have my numbers right, bud?
I believe that is right, yes. And then counting a 6th win for the ARCA Menards East Series win at Nashville.
Get it right, Kenny.
Hey, these aren't normal numbers, William. Where did this, when we met you in Phoenix, Rooster, we didn't know who William Sawalich was. Now we know who he is, and the dude can drive a race car. Where did this madness and these numbers come from?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a great team behind me. My Joe Gibbs Racing team just really helps me along the way. And my sponsor, Starkey Sound Gear. I mean, I just got a lot of support from behind, and obviously I got a car that can win every weekend, and I make the most of it. I try every weekend, that is. So, I mean, it's really cool just to have this opportunity and compete in so many races and be up front and be able to win these.
One of the fascinations that we have with ARCA Series drivers, and Stat could back me up on this, is you guys seem so mature for your age and also humble, and you're very humble. You could drive a damn race car, man. I don't care if it's Joe Gibbs or Joe Blow. You could drive a damn race car, man. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I try and be as humble as possible. Never really want to be too full of yourself, because higher the pedestal, the higher the fall, right? But, I mean, I just try my best every race, and that's really all I can do.
Where did you learn all this from? I mean, whether it's a cliche saying that is so damn true, or it's just you defaulting to the team. Where did you learn this? Is this from family? Is this from PR? Is it a little bit of both?
Definitely family. I feel like, I mean, I grew up just in a humble family. My grandfather's really humble. I've always been taught never to show off, just always keep it to yourself, and I feel like that's really all I need. I don't really need the attention, let's say.
But when you're with your friends, you like to show off a little bit, right? I mean, no cameras are around or anything. It's just you and your buddies.
I mean, kind of, but yes. Yeah, I agree.
What do you and your friends do for fun? I mean, to get away from the racetrack, or do you need mental breaks like that often yet?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always like a mental break. It's always nice. But sometimes maybe too long of a mental break, like 2 weeks off, you kind of get out of a rhythm. But maybe a break later on in the day, I'll go surfing with one of my friends on Lake Norman. We'll go on the surf boat and just kind of relax and surf. That's what I like to do right now.
Ooh, is there video of that?
Yeah, I have a few. Mostly are falls, but
hell yeah, they are.
Yeah, I can get a 360 though, so that's the best part.
Wow.
Stay humble. Don't brag, Sawalich. Don't brag, okay? Stay humble.
Just keep the 360s on water, not on the racetrack. That's all.
Exactly. That's a good one.
William Sawalich, we're talking about humility. I'll bet you under that racetrack at Elko last weekend, there wasn't a lot of humility when you were banging fenders with the guy going for it. And all three guys, 3 wide, all three of you got sideways going to the finish. Wasn't a lot of humility then, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had to take that one. I had no other option. I really wanted to win that one. It's obviously a home track race. I grew up racing across the street at Little Elko in quarter midgets, and I got my first legend car win there in 2020 at Elko. So, I mean, there's just a lot of memories there, and I wanted to win that race last year, and I felt like it got taken from me. So we got redemption this year, and there was really no other option besides winning that race. So it was really special to do that. And before that, we had a really, really fast ARCA Sound Gear Toyota Camry, and honestly thought we had it won, even though it was halfway. And that's where you kind of got to be humble. Even though we had the fastest car, still got taken out and still to come from the back. So it's honestly a great learning experience for me.
So that last lap in the backstretch, when you were working your way to the front, you stick your chest out a little further and say, I dare you to take this from me?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. That's kind of what you got to do. I knew once I got clear of the 6, I knew I kind of left the bottom open, but the top was definitely the way to go, just judging off of speed. But that just left an opening for him, and he saw it and he took it. I mean, I don't blame him at all. It's the last lap.
What flipped the switch for you? Is it just putting on the helmet that nice boy William turns into badass driver? What flips the switch? Is it mid-race?
I mean, I would say the first halfway, like I'm kind of too calm almost. But I mean, it's kind of good to be calm in the first part of the race just to save your tires, keep heat out of the car. I mean, especially if you've got a really good car, like it's easier to be calm. But say car's not doing what you want, you kind of got to manhandle it. You got to make it do what you want. And usually whenever anybody like hits me or anything on the track, then I get a little angry, and then, I'll retaliate, and just whatever they do to me, I'll do to them. I'll really never instigate.
Hey, Stat, I know you want to ask one more question, but you brought up, I want to show the video, and I want to get his reaction to the video of him running against LeVar Scott. We usually just have drivers tell us about it, but as you're watching this video, I hope that you can tell us what you're going through, where your hands are, your head, your feet, what you're thinking with LeVar Scott to get that win. This is, I believe, with 1 lap to go with you and LeVar Scott at Elko Speedway.
Here comes LeVar Scott back to the inside. Gotcha!
Yeah, right there.
Moves him up the track. The 6 and the 18. 1 lap.
Right on his score.
Say that again?
I did not expect him to dive in there on that right there. Maybe the last corner, but that was honestly more aggressive than the last lap dive. So that got me fired up. So then right here.
Okay, let's watch this.
To go on Elko. There's going to be more contact right here. Scott on the inside. Sawalich on the outside. Bumping and banging down the backstretch. Off the turn. Sawalich sideways. 3 wide. 3 sideways at the line.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So turn 1 and 2 on that last lap, I just held it right on his door, didn't give him any room. We were like door to door through the whole corner, just connected, and gave him some space on exit. I got a decent run off. He honestly got a better run. I think he beat me back to the throttle, and going off into 3 and 4, I knew I didn't want to dive it off in there because I knew that's what he was going to do. And I didn't want to try and come off the corner even though that's what happened. So I backed the corner up a little bit. My nose got to his door, and then I jumped in the throttle earlier to try and get my momentum rolling before him. And then next thing I know, he's up on my door, saw my momentum out. So then I just hold it to the floor, and whatever happens, happens.
Now, Freak Nation, did you notice, excuse me, that description of about 2 minutes probably was about 3/4 of a second on the racetrack.
Yes.
That went through your mind.
Yeah.
There's humility going on there, partner. It's me and you, and it's mostly me at this point. That's got to be what's under your helmet.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely happens not fast, but slow. Yeah, in my head. I felt like I had a lot of time to think about things. I mean, maybe at a different track it would have been different, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing. It's just like whenever you get in a wreck or something, like everything happens slow. Like it slows down, and then you see the replay, and you're like, "Wow, okay, I hit pretty hard." And sometimes you don't really realize how fast it is, and just from a fan's perspective, like it's cool to see. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
I love that. I've talked to drivers who described a second and a half for 7 minutes and all the stuff that's going through their mind. And that's full speed ahead. I mean, I would imagine the same thing is happening when you're all alone on the racetrack. You've won what, 4 or 5 straight poles in ARCA. And I think on this Elko is like 3/8 of a mile, and you get almost 94 miles an hour average for the pole. That's, you're not lifting a lot, and you're not thinking about anything but getting there as fast as I can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, usually like when I have to get a lot of speed out of the car, like I try not to think, just do, honestly. And just
Wait, I'm cutting you off here for a purpose. Did that come from some meeting that you had with Joe Gibbs? That sounds like something he'd tell a running back when he was with the Washington NFL team.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that might be why I'm here. But no, I mean, I just have always done that from the beginning. And it's honestly the best, just to let like your talent kind of take away. And sometimes if you think too much, then you'll just mess up, and you'll think about it too much, overthink it. That's why I really don't like too much practice. It's because I would start to overthink things. But obviously a lot of practice is good for the car and just get it where you want. But from a driver standpoint, I'm not a big fan of practice. Like I'd rather just hop in, go, and figure it out.
Wow. William Sawalich joining us here in the Freak Nation. Again, the amount of wins in the ARCA series running on those General tires is bananas. He's not running the series full time, but my goodness. When you see,
it technically is.
Well,
just, the Michigans of the world get in the way.
I got it. And I'm glad you brought that up, Crasher. The super speedways, you're too young to race on those speedways. Are you rebellious enough to say that's bull, or do you understand that your capacity may not be there to run on 2 mile or 2.5 mile oval?
Yeah, I mean, I have done the Daytona test at Daytona in the beginning of the year, and I mean, I felt like I was able to do that just fine. We were first on the speed charts both years, so I mean, that's just kind of facts that I mean I can do it. I definitely don't doubt myself when it comes to those tracks right now, but it's an is what it is kind of situation, and everyone's got to do it. And I mean, I kind of understand a little bit.
I don't know, man. If you remember that freaking truck race that finished at 1:30 in the morning at Daytona, my goodness, man, those guys couldn't. Some of those guys couldn't spell ARCA if you spotted them in the ARC.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Kenny,
what?
And some of them are young enough to get arrested if they walked out of the gate there in Daytona too. They're probably some sort of. The police, you're too young to be out here this late, kid. Just
oh, boy.
Well, it's so much fun to watch guys like yourself, Jesse Love, Connor Zilich, Jade Abedisian. I could go on and on. Corey Day. It's a whole generation. We've seen 3 or 4 generations come through of doing SpeedFreaks for 24 years. Sawalich, Rooster. And it's absolutely badass to see cats like yourself work your way up through the system, and frankly, I think properly earning your chops before you jump into the big boy series and not know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, another thing is like I feel like you should prove yourself like on the short tracks before you jump right in the big tracks, because short track racing, I mean, you can use the same techniques and same everything for 1.5 miles or bigger tracks, or even the mile tracks, kind of the in between. So, I mean, it's just kind of a step stool thing. Like you just got to go up one step at a time. You can't really skip any.
I met your dad in Phoenix too, and he was so excited with that Phoenix win. Has there been a time that you had to say, Dad, just settle down, bro? Settle down. You're getting too excited with these wins, man.
Yeah, he definitely gets really excited. And I mean, it's understanding. I mean, he was there from the beginning, and just him watching everything happen. I mean, I'm sure he's really excited. I'm excited too. I can just hide it a little better.
Well, buddy, it's been fun watching what you're doing. We'll see you at several other races this year, man. Good luck to you in the Truck Series race this weekend, all right?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
You got it, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
And Xfinity in Homestead.
Right.
You want to hear the stat of the day?
Yeah. Okay. Where am I? Here we go. So 4 more races in this. So Darlington's the last race into the okay. Excuse me. All right. The NASCAR Cup Series lands at Richmond, and it's time to beat the freaks for a set of General Tires. We want your 3 picks, Cup drivers, to beat our 3 picks. And if you do, you'll take home a set of General Tires. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and hashtag SpeedFreaksGT and Sedaba. Beat the freaks. That's right. Damn it.
I don't want
Yep. It's time to beat the freaks for a set of General Tires. NASCAR Cup Series lands at Richmond. We want your 3 drivers to win the race. And if your 3 drivers beat our 3 drivers, you'll take home a set of General Tires. Be sure to follow Speed Freaks on Twitter, hashtag SpeedFreaksGT, and Beat the Freaks Crasher.
Sorry.
His face.
Okay. All right, Kenny, the Olympic break did not phase Kyle Larson, so give me him, give me Joey Logano, and will Denny Hamlin sweep the week? Not sweep the year. All right, Kenny, no Olympic downtime for Kyle Larson, so give me him, give me Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin. He just might sweep this track.
All righty.
I'm going with Statman Chalk this week. I've got Martin Truex in a Toyota. I've got William Byron in a Chevrolet. And I've got Ryan Blaney in a Ford.
I put a lot of thought into this. I'm going to go with your last 3 winners at Richmond. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, and a long shot. Ha. Almost said Steve Busher.
Off-road this weekend.
There we go. I put a lot of thought into my picks. I'm going to go Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Buescher. Yeah, your last 3 Richmond winners. We want your 3 picks. If your 3 picks beat ours, you'll take home a set of General Tires. Be sure to follow Speed Freaks on Twitter, hashtag SpeedFreaksGT, and hashtag Dick.
No, that's not the hashtag.
Right? And hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Go. After hours of research, I'm going to go with your last 3 winners at Richmond. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, and a little bit of a long shot, Christopher Buescher. We want your 3 picks. Be sure to hashtag Beat the Freaks and Speed Freaks GT and follow us on Twitter. Beat the Freaks!